the school wasn't providing what we needed. The ESA program, it's been a significant opportunity for our family, for Jordan.
In 2011, Arizona enacted groundbreaking education savings accounts. These accounts empower parents to completely customize their children's educational experiences. Parents can get 90% of the state per pupil funding deposited into their education savings account. They can then use that money to pay for private school tuition, online learning, special education services and therapies, curriculum, textbooks, private tutors, and a host of other education-related services and products. They can completely tailor their child's educational experience. Jordan Visser and Max Ashton are two students in Arizona whose families are utilizing education savings accounts. For many families, including the Ashtons and the Vissers, a one-size-fits-all education model was simply not meeting the needs of their children.
He has mild cerebral palsy, which affects, and it's not real evident by looking at him or watching him move that he really has any significant thing going on, but it really profoundly affects his educational ability.
The greatest challenge for me, for the family, is prior to the ESA program is the number of resources that were available to us were limited. I mean, we were heavily dependent on the school systems, and the school systems provided as best as they can, which I do appreciate, and I do appreciate there's some very talented and very dedicated teachers and principals and advocates for the school, but at the same time, we're the advocate for Jordan.
Again, my parents, they wanted me to come to Brophy because they knew it would be a great experience and really help me just grow and become a better person. The community and teachers and atmosphere at Brophy is just so much better than I think anywhere else in the world, and it's just been an amazing experience.
We've been very fortunate that with the ESA funds we have been able to help pay tuition and purchase the Braille textbooks and materials and the computer with the talking software.
ESAs gave us that ability to provide for him, for us as parents to provide for him. Not only his school, but also those things that he needs around school.
With the ESA, what we've been able to do is we can pay for the therapy. And so he's been able to go do the therapeutic horseback riding. We had been paying for the therapy, and when we had to start hiring an advocate for the school, we no longer had the resources to pay for the therapy. We were now paying an advocate to fight for what my son needed, and we were no longer had those resources to help him. With the ESA, we were able to take his scholarship, and we were able to pay for the therapy with the scholarship. And one of the main things that it's done for him on an educational level is that it was very difficult. One of the reasons he had trouble paying attention, he had trouble sitting in a chair. It takes a lot of muscles to sit in a chair. Kids squirm around because they have trouble sitting still for that long because their muscles are not strong enough to sit in a chair that long. It takes a lot of strength. And sitting on the horse, one of the things they require him to do is to sit up with a straight back, and then to be able to move with the horse. But all that movement works all those muscles.
Education savings accounts represent School Choice 2.0, the next generation of school choice. About 34% of Arizona families are using their education savings accounts to completely customize their children's educational experience.
A blind student in Arizona gets about $21,000 a year to educate that student. And we took our 90% of that, paid for Max to get the best education in Arizona. The best education in Arizona Max received. Plus all of his Braille, all of his technology, and then there was still money left over. Still money left over to put towards his college. And so he's going to be able to go on to Loyola Marymount University, one of the greatest colleges in the country, and do extremely well because we were able to save money, even sending him to the best school in Arizona, over what the state would normally pay for.
I now have other choices than just the schools that were available that were either taking these kids from the school districts or the parents were able to afford to pay for them to go. We've done a schooling at home program now for 2 years with the teacher, with Miss Jeannie. She's come and she works with him, and she's got the visual knowledge to work with his vision, as well as she's a special ed teacher.
Workbooks and mathematics and manipulatives. We are developing his curriculum based on his needs, and that is a huge advantage for us.
Education savings accounts drive accountability downward to parents. Parents are empowered to direct every single dollar in their account to education providers, to schools, to learning options that they feel are effective means of providing a quality education to their child. And because parents are able to direct every single dollar in their account, education savings accounts provide a new level of transparency.
I was listening to another parent testify in front of the legislature, and some of the legislators who clearly were opposed to school choice were trying to say, look, there is no accountability. And this mom had the greatest line. She said, what are you talking about? The accountability is with me. I am responsible for my child. I am responsible for my child's education. It lies with me, not some bureaucrat in some high tower somewhere. And that's a special thing about this whole school choice and ESA program in Arizona is parents are really pushing this. It's coming from the parents.
I am seeing children that are blossoming that we're not learning in the traditional system. And to me, that's accountability. We need to look at ways to show that accountability, but I know the parents, there's nobody that's going to be more accountable to that child than the parent.
Today, more than 300,000 children participate in private school choice options. From 2003 to 2013, the number of students enrolled in private school choice programs increased by about 218,000. As more and more states consider adopting school choice options to meet the needs of families, ESAs are becoming the way forward. In 2014, Florida became the second state to enact an education savings account. Education savings accounts are working for families. And according to a recent survey by the Friedman Foundation for Educational Choice, 71% of respondents reported being very satisfied with their education savings accounts. And because of these education savings accounts and other school choice options throughout the country, families like the Vissers and the Ashtons are seeing their children reach their fullest learning potential.
The ESA program has just been an amazing blessing for our growth as a family and Jordan's growth, Jordan's development. Hi Jordan, do you like the ESA program? It's been good for you? You know? No? We think it has.